Hello. I figured why not? I'd get started a few minutes early. I mean, I'm sitting here. I might as well go ahead. Hello, Queen Reindeer. Hello, Doris. Have a great time at Hot Yoga. Hello, lurkers. Hi, Tasha. Hi, K Petty. Hi, Russ. Hi, all of you. So, I was going to stream yesterday, but I was extremely, extremely ill. Hi, Gata. Again. And I rested most of the day. So today I'm going to stream. Hello, So Primitive. Hello, Vicky. Good to see you. I'm going to stream for as long as I can hold up. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. Hi, Cece. Good to see you. So, bunch of stuff. I'm going to do two main topics today. The second one is difficult, and it's very close to my heart. But I was reading some screenshots earlier of tweets that people sent out about me and about Negz, and the fan fiction is just off the charts. It's off the charts. I don't know where people are getting this information, but what I do know is that the K Pettys and the Tashas and people like that are always on the lookout for a mouthpiece. They look for people who are very stupid, who probably have substance abuse problems, or who go on stream loaded and don't know what they're talking about. And wouldn't you know that they have found the perfect dupe in Fresh Garbage? And yeah, we're back to talking about her. So she did another marathon stream the other night, and she was stream sniped by Worst of the Internet, which was absolutely hilarious, but that's a whole other story. She invited on this guy, or this guy clicked the link to come on her channel, go on panel, some rando from Rumble. And I would love to know where this guy heard about her and how he ended up on her panel. And the guy was like dropping N-bombs and F-bombs, and he had a swastika in the background and all of this, but he muted himself on her stream while he was saying all this shit on Rumble. But then people were warning her that this guy had been engaging in this behavior on his stream. And what does she do? Does she kick him off panel? No. Does she berate him? No. Does she do her whole white savior SJW act? No. And when the guy said, don't play XYZ because you could lose your channel, she's like, oh, I'm not monetized. Are you so stupid that you think that that channels that aren't monetized can't be yanked off of YouTube? Hey, Anna. So I thought we would review one portion of the stream that I thought was just utterly retarded. Like I said, it was a soup. Oh, and then, of course, what else did she do? Like clockwork, she went after No Name again. Because, of course, she did. Because she's got her little minion, Tasha, pocket watching our streams. And so she's keeping track of what people donate. It's incredibly embarrassing. And all that I can say is that if Hecate, K Petty, and Tasha were on my side, if they were white knighting for me or defending me, I would think that I had done something wrong. Okay? I would consider that to be a character flaw on my part, that people like that were, carrying water for me. It's embarrassing. Okay, so let me bring up this portion of the stream. And of course, Tasha loves it when people talk about her. As it happens, I was not discussing her on this part of the stream, not that I can recall, but there's her little comment. All right, let's go. Let's give this a listen.
Nurse.
I was watching a video by Marky today, and his TikTok drama videos have been pretty uninteresting. But today he uploaded one about...
Oh, and in this last stream, she decided to bring an IRL friend on to talk with her The IRL friend was like, oh, I don't know any of these people. I don't know what's going on. But she seemed to be very up to date on all of the bullshit that Fresh Garbage, spews on her channel. I guess she watches her friend's channel when she gets the opportunity. But the friend had quite a mouth on her, too. Quite the mouth on her. So let's continue.
I don't know the different categories of nurses. I'm just not familiar with it. But this lady is an LPN, and she was streaming on TikTok while she was on duty.
Notice that I am not talking about Tasha. I am talking about a TikToker that Marky featured on his channel. I'm not talking about Tasha. I'm talking about a completely different person.
Okay. Wow. And so there were all these videos that came out from other nurses who were like, are you fucking crazy? Apparently, she blurted out a patient's name on stream. And then she admitted, she was administering a lidocaine patch. And then she realized that she was getting it wrong because she was distracted by the chat and by being live and stuff. And all these other nurses.
Hey, Tasha, I have a question for you. So when you were in Fresh Garbage's chat, were you on duty then too? Doesn't Tasha work overnights? Doesn't she work like the graveyard shift? So were you on the clock when you were in this chat too? Anyway. Yeah, thanks, Steve. No, thank you. All right, let's continue.
Nurses were like responding to her TikTok and saying, you need to lose your license. You know, why are you streaming? Why are you live while you are on duty? You're taking care of patients. You are crazy. There's already been one HIPAA.
Okay, that has nothing to do with Tasha because she's not a nurse.
No, Tasha is a CNA. Tasha is a healthcare worker. First of all, no, it doesn't have anything to do with Tasha. Because, as I said, it was about a completely different nurse who was featured on Marky's channel. But it does have to do with Tasha in the sense that Tasha herself said that she looks after cancer patients. Okay? And I would think that if you have a group of cancer patients that you are looking after, that you would have to pay close attention to what the head nurse is telling you, what the nurse above you is telling you, follow instructions. And I've seen screenshots of Tasha admitting that she ignores the nurse's instructions to her, or she fights with the nurse or whatever. I don't know. You guys who have seen those screenshots, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I would think that she would have a lot more, irons in the fire than to pop into people's chats or mod for them. I mean, Hikate came up with the horseshit excuse, oh, Tasha's in the bathroom. How many hours during her shift does she spend in the bathroom? That's ridiculous. Okay, let's continue.
And she's not streaming live while taking care of patients because she's not a nurse.
No, she's a healthcare worker. She's a CNA. She's a healthcare worker, stupid. And I think that in one of these comments that Garbage highlighted, Tasha admitted that they're not supposed to be on their phones while they're on duty, but that's okay, right? Because she's a member of your community, and she passes on all kinds of tasty lies about me and about Negz. And I found out from Garbage, she's apparently an expert in Indiana and the buying habits of people in Indiana. What else is she? Oh, she's obviously an expert on my relationship with Negz, which she deeply, deeply envies. A lot of people have now told Garbage that it's obvious that she's got a weird fixation with Negz. Why is that? What are the signs of that? Well, Garbage doesn't review my streams, does she? She doesn't. She claims that she thinks that they're boring. No. It's because she wants to gaze upon Negz. And this business with the friend, the real life friend that she brought on, made me laugh because it reminded me of high school. You know, when you've got a girl and she's got a crush on a boy and she gets her real life friend. She gets her real life friend over and they go to look at the boy and giggle and like, oh, there he is. There he is. Don't look, don't look, don't look. Oh my God, he's looking. Oh my God, he's looking. Look away, look away. Oh my God, we have to. That's what it reminded me of. Don't deny it, garbage. It's embarrassing. Why have I said repeatedly that I'm embarrassed for you? I am embarrassed for you. Let's continue.
She's just trying to like threaten people's jobs.
When have I ever threatened somebody's job? When have I ever threatened Tasha's job? When have I ever threatened her job? Absolutely not. She's a bigger threat to her own job. She's going to get fired on her own because she's insubordinate. She doesn't pay attention. She's on her phone. Or she's going to pull that trick of calling 911 100 times and getting 5150 again. But no, I haven't threatened anyone's job. Show me, point out an example of when and where I have threatened Tasha's job. I have never threatened her job. I have just pointed out that I think she's a piece of shit for neglecting her duties while she's at work.
In like a really shitty, dumb way.
Really?
She doesn't have any ammunition. She's just trying to create it because she wants to seem tougher than she is. She needs some.
Is that right? Who the fuck are you anyway? Fresh Garbage's friend. Who are you? I thought that you didn't know anything about us. And in this segment of the live stream, I am talking about a nurse who was streaming herself live on the job and violating HIPAA and not administering care properly, and how other nurses came after her. How am I trying to be tough here? You're as stupid as your friend, whatever the fuck your name is.
Some kind of. She needs something in her corner.
Yeah,
She's trying to come off as the tough girl.
What?
She's like, I can get you, and it's like, you have nothing.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that, stupid. Show me an example of where I have said that. I don't know where Tasha works. I've never threatened Tasha's job. I haven't done that. But keep on telling those lies, bitch.
Nothing on me. You don't know shit.
Precisely. See?
Bunch of dum-dums.
You get it.
Tell ya.
You get it right
Let me
away.
tell ya.
You don't even know these people.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't know us, but you seem to know a lot about us through the filter of Fresh Garbage. Why? Because she's obsessed with my boyfriend. She's obsessed with him. And this is just embarrassing as fuck. Okay?
See you, dumb fucks.
A violation. Now you are demonstrating that you're so distracted that you're not administering what you need to be administering properly. And so there you go.
Wow.
And that healthcare worker that Hecate was like, oh no, she's not taking care of patients. She's in the bathroom while she's modding for me and in my chat.
Okay, that part is about Tasha.
How many hours during the shift is she in the bathroom when she's supposed to be looking after patients? That was Hecate's excuse. Oh, she's in the bathroom. So she's not working, is what you're saying.
So she's
And
in
this
the
woman
bathroom.
allegedly takes care of cancer patients. So yeah,
God.
that's just great, you know. And that's one of Russ's big.
You think that's funny? Garbage and your friend. Garbage, by the way, was about 20 sheets to the wind. And her friend, I think, was stoned. So they think that's funny. Is somebody taking care of cancer patients who is in the bathroom hiding and modding in chats and chatting in chats. They think that's hilarious. All right. Well, I can see why the two of you are friends.
Defenders. That's one of his white knights.
Oh, well, of course.
You know, maybe
Yeah,
she's in the bathroom commenting on his videos and uploading videos on her channel while she's supposed to be taking care of patients. She's a piece of shit, you know.
Yeah, I think I
Like, I'm not in healthcare,
Thank God.
but like, there's we've all known family members that are in hospitals or whatever.
Yeah,
and
we have. No.
if it's slow enough or whatever, you're just kind of like sitting around, like,
Yeah, like sometimes.
You're sitting around for hours? For hours. You've got a bunch of patients to take care of, and you mean that there's so much downtime? that you can spend hours like she's doing here commenting in chats and modding for people? No, absolutely not. That is absolutely false. Let's continue.
Sometimes a nurse is sequestered to a specific room and they stay in there for a long period of time to watch their patients. My mom was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
There was a dedicated nurse that was watching her, and she was in there for hours with my mom.
Yeah.
And the majority of the time, my mom was sleeping.
Okay.
So what's the nurse gonna do? Whatever she wants, really. And she's gonna, people are hooked up to all the machines. You can hear if something goes wrong. All the beeping and stuff. They're keeping an eye, but they can multitask at the same time.
Oh, multitask. You mean not go and put supplies away, not check on people's charts, not do the rounds, but go in people's chats and mod for live streams, like that kind of thing. And then I saw that Tasha there was also a comment of Tasha's, well, some of the nurses are on the phone with their kids. Tasha, you don't have children. You don't have a family. So you can't make that excuse. Cut it out.
Oh, it's not the end of the world if someone is on their phone a little bit while they're sitting there watching a sleeping person.
Oh, no. How do you know, Fresh Garbage's idiot friend? How do you know that all the patients are sleeping? How do you know that? You know that cancer patients can be in a lot of pain. And you know that sometimes, when they call for help, that sometimes if they can't reach the call button or they don't press the call button, their voices can be very faint. You know that, right? I can tell you, when I had my surgery in 2013, I was on an oncology ward, and those nurses were on their feet back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. There was no downtime, because also having cancer means that your sleep schedule is disrupted. So you could have people up in the middle of the night who need help. But, okay, all right, let's listen to these two brain trusts.
Ain't no biggie.
Just sitting there on the edge, just watching them
watching their eyelids flutter. Really?
Dude, fucking relax. For any job.
Healthcare is not like any other job. I was a journalist. It is not like working in healthcare. It is totally fucking different. You are not responsible for the well-being of other human beings. It is not the same thing.
I mean, this one is specific for medical care. She's really hooked on that because, DC has cancer. She really wants you to know that she has cancer. Again.
Of course she does, because she's always a victim.
Always a victim. See, that's Garbage's friend. Always a victim. What would make you say that I'm always a victim? How do you know me? How do you know me? Trust me, Garbage's idiot friend. Before you take another bong hit, please think this over. I would rather not have cancer, be fully physically intact, not getting sick all the time, and be a tough girl on the internet and not be a quote-unquote victim. I've never said that I'm a victim because of my cancer. These are words that you're putting in my mouth. And that people like Tasha and Kay Petty and Liana Fata put in my mouth. So, no. I've never said I'm a victim. Never. Never. Those are your words.
She wants to highlight that, which is gross.
Is it?
I understand having cancer. That's
her prognosis is good. They caught it very early.
So no big deal, right? I still have to go through surgery and chemo. But, okay.
She's going to be absolutely fine.
Uh-huh.
But she still wants you to know
making a big
that she
deal
has
out of
cancer.
It. Yeah.
And you should feel bad for her.
Bullshit. No. This is information that I felt obligated to share with my audience, because I wanted to let them know that in a few months I'm going to be going dark. And I didn't want to just bow out and duck out without offering up an explanation that I'm not going to be able to stream because I'm going to be going through chemotherapy, Well, first I'm going to have my surgery. I'm going to have some downtime. Then I'm going to have chemo. I'm not going to be in the mental state to stream. So I shared it with them, just like I shared the news of my traffic accident. But somehow that's playing the victim. Tasha calls that being manipulative. She's a wonderful healthcare worker, you guys. She's very, very compassionate.
Well, I can't say that I do.
And you can't be mean to her, even though she's a raging cunt,
Oh.
because she has cancer.
Oh.
So
she's using that as her like armor,
yes,
which is just despicable.
I'm using it as my armor. I'm using it as my armor. It's not working, is it? Because you bitches can't stop coming after me. So no, I don't use it as armor. It's just information that I share with my audience. So, okay, let's continue.
Honestly,
right. Fuck you, DC.
it's like I can say and do whatever I want because I have this
I have
thing.
cancer.
Yeah, it's like no,
What?
it doesn't give you a free pass to be a terrible person.
Oh, I see. Okay, garbage's friend. Interesting. All right. So I was a terrible person when I was expressing my concerns about healthcare workers who are on the job and distracted, whether they're streaming on TikTok or they're modding in chats and chatting in chats. One of the few chats, by the way, where Tasha is welcome because everyone hates her. So I can understand, you want to find the one haven where you can go and people will actually pay attention to you and listen to you. But, okay, let's continue.
She also told another guy in here who has MS.
Mm-hmm.
She was like having like a internet beef with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well,
No, it wasn't just an internet beef. It went IRL.
your body's your punishment.
Yeah,
Your body's your punishment.
I
Oh
said that.
wow!
MS is going to take you out. And it's not my problem. It's not my problem that you're sick. It's not my problem. I don't care.
I know, clutch those pearls, right? Yeah, I mean, Alex not only went IRL on me, Alex also was an integral part of invading Negz's privacy, along with another content creator whose name I will be mentioning at some point in the future, to go and interview a band that fired Negz to humiliate him, drag him, and invade his privacy. This is who Alex is. He's a piece of shit. All right? He's a piece of shit. Alex himself has said that people can talk about his MS. They can talk about his whatever the fuck his race is. They can talk about anything they want to, but these bitches are clutching their pearls. Okay, let's continue.
And she expects people to feel bad
Yeah,
for
and then
her.
she'll come back and be like, my cancer came back.
Oh, honestly, like,
Get fucked, you dumb fuck.
wow.
Mm.
Oh man. Like, does she not realize that that's all?
No,
like,
because it's all about
on-
her. It's all about her.
Oh, she's so delusional.
She's
How am I delusional? I actually do have cancer. I actually do have it.
the worst.
Like, how could you, when you have a normal conscience, when you're a normal functioning person, how could you say that about someone else that is dealing with a life-altering illness?
and that was
Very easily when they try to destroy my career, when they invade my privacy, when they invade my family's privacy, when they are unrelenting, when they won't stop, when they're retweeting Auschwitz memes of me, some saying on a sweatshirt about hitting the showers. He's an anti-Semite. So are his mods. And fuck him. Fuck him. What do you want me to say? I'm supposed to sit here and be overwhelmed with compassion for this scumbag who would not leave us the fuck alone. I mean, I have a friend who has MS. I would never say that to that person. Never in a million years. But they're a kind person. A kind person. Alex is a piece of shit. And, he likes to boast about the old days in blood sports when they would do much worse to one another. But yeah, let's continue.
after she had cancer before.
Yeah.
She had cancer. And then she talked about the person who had an MS.
Telling them their body is their punishment. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, then what's your prognosis?
And then her cancer
because
came
of?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how it works, right? Yeah, I said something to Alex, and so my cancer came back. Listen, I want all of you to understand. Liana Fatah, Principal Todd, Tasha, Kay Petty, Garbage, your retarded friend, all of you. If you don't have compassion for me, I could give a fuck less. I don't care. And I know, and I'm not exaggerating here, that some of you really wish that I would croak. I think some of you have these weird fantasies of me dying and Negz being left alone and Negz having a nervous breakdown and maybe committing suicide. Am I getting warm here? So if you don't feel compassion for me, I could give a fuck less because you're all pieces of shit and that's why you all hang out together, you know? And Liana Fatah, if you don't mind my saying, I think that it is extremely unwise, just as I said 2 years ago. It's very unwise for you to share pictures of your grandchildren on Twitter. On Twitter. Along with embarrassing anecdotes about these minor children. Why are you embarrassing your grandchildren on fucking Twitter? Why are you oversharing about these minors on the fucking internet? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And you have a problem with me? No, bitch. Let's continue.
Karma? Could it be?
Sucks.
Wowza.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the other thing. He criticized me. For discussing the grooming gangs in the United Kingdom. And he was saying it's old news. No, it's not old news. It continues to this day. And the fact that he doesn't care about what happened to all those girls and what continues to happen to all those girls is another indication that the guy is a piece of shit. And that was the best that he could come up with. Oh, it's old news. No. Let's continue.
Ugh.
Sucks for you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, just finish this off.
I think I saw her on his channel and, posted her on the community tab, letting everybody know who his biggest supporter was. At least there. So, I mean, I don't know. I got the right to do that. So.
Well, a lot of people have tried to talk sense to him. They've tried to tell him, listen, you shouldn't be doing this or that or whatever. And he listens and he agrees. And then he just goes ahead and does whatever.
This is
and
Russ.
that's how he's lost his community because people got fed up with him and his content is shit. So,
Oh, yeah, it's garbage. It's garbage.
Russ?
All these women are YouTube mods and nurses. I mean, I don't ever want to be admitted into the hospital, to be honest with you. I mean, I know everybody's experience is different, but
Who would, honestly?
Around here,
Nobody wants to go to the hospital.
whenever I went to hospital, some nurses are good around here, some are bad. I went up to Pittsburgh to get my kidney transplant there, and every nurse was fabulous there.
Well, I mean, if
Beth, the voice
a
of
nurse
reason.
shouldn't be on her phone unless it's related to work,
right.
and or if she's leaving. I mean, that's understandable. If it's work related, sure, I can understand that. But like, if somebody's on their phone, fucking streaming, what?
I know, right?
The fucking narcissism of this fucking country, Jesus Christ!
It's unbelievable.
Butterscotch pudding.
Seriously, it's unbelievable. And the thing is, I don't know what these people are thinking. Like, you are on TikTok. She doesn't have a big TikTok following, but eventually somebody's going to find that video. And then fucking Marky, who's got hundreds of thousands of subs, is going to put you on his channel. And you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And the woman was like exactly like she was. She was exactly like all these other TikTokers when they get caught. Oh, well, it's not a big deal, and I'm not going to lose my license. And why are you people? She just blocks people in chat. Like, you can block
What are you, dumb bitch?
But if you go public and you behave that way.
Yeah, I block people in chat because there are people that I do not want in my community, like you. Like you. Because you're so drunk and stupid, you missed the point of what I was saying. This woman was being told by people in her chat, this nurse, that if she kept on streaming on TikTok while she was on duty and committing HIPAA violations and not administering treatment properly, that she was going to be reported to the nursing board. And instead of taking that into account and maybe getting offline and ending the stream, she decided that she was just going to block people. Well, that's not a solution. That doesn't solve anything. You're still being negligent while you are on duty as a fucking nurse. You idiot.
On a
Oh God, I'm not even listening. This bitch blocks everyone.
I do.
DC.
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
I
Not
blocked
surprised.
like 2 people. Had to.
No, I've blocked people, the scumbags from your community, because I don't want them in my chat. Let them stay in your community where they belong with the other scumbags. I don't want them in my community. And I'm not about to lose a nursing license because of my behavior on the internet. But anyway.
What? Huh. Not gonna lie, a few times I've been to the doctor. I'm just happy people were there to help.
And they did.
I'm not caring if they're on their phone or judging. Yeah.
Exactly.
See, Potato, this is why I say that you're a really bad friend to this girl. And this is one of the reasons I blocked you. I also blocked you because I saw a lot of the shit that you were saying about me in It's Just Jill's community. You're a piece of shit, Potato. You're a problem. You're as much of a problem as your little friend Garby here. You spread lies. You spread malicious gossip. You think you know me. You think you know Negz. You don't know us. And then you turn on that baby voice and you sit there and you make comments like this. I mean, I don't know what kind of a health condition took you to the doctor, but having cancer is a totally different kettle of fish. And Tasha says that that's who she's taking care of, is cancer patients. So go fuck yourself.
Exactly. They help you and you get whatever you need done, and in the downtime they can do whatever the fuck they want, honestly.
It'd be weird.
They're
if
well
just-
trained. Like, they know what to look for, they know what to listen for.
It would be more weird if they just like sat in the corner
And
of
just
the room and
watched
just
you.
No, that nurse on TikTok was being openly negligent on the platform. Openly negligent. She may be very well trained and licensed and everything else, but she was distracted by TikTok, by her stream, and by her chat. And that is a problem. No nurse is so well trained that they can multitask to the point where they can stream on TikTok and take care of a patient and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No. And the people who were criticizing her, you idiot, were other nurses who were absolutely livid that this woman was bringing the profession into disrepute. So go have a word with them, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, no thank you.
just in case.
Yeah. That would put
Tape
a
pulling
mega
their
damper on the-
eyelids open. Just like I don't want to miss a second.
Yeah. So awkward.
Calm the fuck down.
social media platform, and they see that you're at work and you're distracted and you're not doing your job properly, you think that blocking your chat is going to save you? No, it's not going to.
Oh my God.
No, someone will find out where she works at, send her bosses the video.
Oh yeah,
She-
absolutely, it's going to happen.
She underestimates the internet. Everybody does. They sit here and watch this happen. It's like with Chris Hansen. These dudes show up every time. I'm like, dude, you had to know. You had to fucking know that this was a setup.
Okay.
Like, oh, God.
Well, there is
Like,
something that I've
ghetto
learned
shit.
specifically about nurses on the internet, and that is that they are, the good ones are very, very protective of
Did
their
I miss
profession.
something?
And when they see
I
a
think
nurse
I must have
acting
as
out
well.
on the internet, they get furious. They work like a mob of banshees, you know?
Am I wrong, Annie? Am I wrong about what I just said? That nurses are very protective of their profession, and that when they see somebody misbehaving online, that they come in like a mob of banshees. Am I wrong? I think you can back me up on this.
And they especially do this with like the family bloggers. But I'm telling you, if you are a healthcare worker and you are tweeting out insane bigoted shit, or you are on duty and you are behaving that way, trust me that your fellow nurses are going to find you and they are going to take action.
Am I wrong,
They take
Annie?
that stuff very, very seriously.
Oh my God, report it.
Yeah,
then.
I don't know as any nurse, and I've never been in any medical facility where I've seen people streaming. That sounds like some
Never.
ratchet ass shit to me.
It is.
It does.
It is. It's awful.
Terrible.
I've been to the hospital a lot, and I've never seen a nurse stream.
Nope.
I
Never.
mean,
No.
seen them on the phone, but not
And
just streaming and chatting and stuff. No.
I've never seen
Most
anyone
nurses
stream
I
in
see,
real
like you
life.
were talking about, Clara.
me neither. I think they're just making shit up.
What are you talking about?
Wait, what?
Maybe like I just live in a city where I don't see people just running around streaming all day. Especially not in a hospital, but like I've seen people on their phones in hospitals.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, it's fine. All right, I'm going to take this bitch off my screen. I think we've all gotten the point. Now, the next, oh, it is, huh? Interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right, well, that makes sense. Yeah, she does. And it's not, and she has lost a job before because of her shitty behavior while on the job. And again, I am very concerned because she herself said that she is looking after cancer patients, and that really concerns me. All right. Okay. There you are, garbage. You see? Nurses coming in clutch. All right, now I'm going to play a video by Ruined Leon. Oh, did she? Was that one of her 5150 holds or what? Okay. All right. Great community you've got there, garbage. Really, first rate. Okay, I'm going to play this video, and I am playing this video for a reason. And it's a very sad reason, which I will explain at the end of the video. It's called White Savior Cheers on Murdering Innocent People for Palestine. Okay, so let's hear what Leon had to say.
There have been a lot of videos on the channel very recently that have to do with a lazy person sitting in their car, room, closet, and talking about how they want to push the movement forward, but they're too lazy to actually start the change, so they're hoping, begging, praying someone else does it, that way that they could get on their phone and say, oh my God, look at this thing happening, and this is what happens when you don't do what we ask of you, and this is how we push the movement forward, by all of us just sitting back and taking the credit for something someone else did, and that thing that they did is absolutely stupid and it landed them in jail for a long time, but we're out here spreading the positive message because that's the only way we can make significant change, is by bitching about something in the hopes that we get an outcome. That way we could say, yay, we did it, even though you really didn't do too much. We talked about this woman yesterday who thought it would be a great idea to starve herself, and when she didn't get what she wanted, she blamed the school for her own ineptitude. And you know, that's kind of tame stupid, and that's the type of stupid we always have fun with. But what if we kicked it up a notch and we had somebody who was very gung-ho about freeing Palestine, to the point where you would think they would maybe, and this is just me spitballing an idea here, constantly give people updates about all the discrepancies and all the problems going on that would lead one who wants to be informed to also say free Palestine, right? Or he could kill two people and yell that out, thinking that that's going to lead to anyone spearheading any change in a significant way.
Criminal charges filed against the man accused of shooting and killing two Israeli embassy staffers in the district. Video capturing last night of
I think we all know
Elias
the
Rodriguez's
details of what
arrest.
happened in
The man
Washington,
shouting
D.C.
free Palestine
last night to talk about ways to get more aid into Gaza.
Spoiler alert, it did not. But in the vast world of the internet, there's always going to be people like me, maybe like you who's watching this, that'll say that does nothing. All it does is create a greater divide between people who actually want to be about change in a positive way and those who are just hoping for some dumb shit to pop off, because there's always going to be that. Well, I look at all these people protesting on campuses or at their jobs and all these other areas and say, you all are the reason this occurred. No, because there are people who wouldn't do this and who recognize that that's a real dumb way to go about this. But then there are others who somehow circumvent all the positive that ones could be doing and say, this is the right type of outcome. This is what you should be doing. You should be killing people because this is the most lucrative way to create that change that we keep bitching about on our phones because we're too lazy to do it ourselves because mommy's not giving me breast milk when I'm not on my phone at the moment, which leads me to this individual.
I take it back. I do not condemn the elimination of those 2 Zionist officials who worked at the Israeli embassy last night, and here's why. Israel has live streamed a genocide to the entire world for the last 2 years, and I could talk to you for days about all the crimes, all the atrocities I reported on, and when I'm finished, you would still not know 1% of the Palestinian suffering. And you cannot expect to do such a thing in this world without the people standing up to fight to stop you in any way they can, to resist against you. And that is exactly what happened. Do not let yourself be fooled by the media, by the Zionists in this country who are telling you that this was an anti-Semitic terrorist attack. It was not. First of all, the man who was assassinated was a Christian Zionist,
which the killer would have had no way of knowing. He just fired into, I guess, the entrance of the Jewish museum. The killer didn't know that. They were not targeted by this lunatic. Let's continue.
Proclaiming it so on his social media. He spent his days working at the Israeli embassy, fighting to maintain Israel's genocide and support for that genocide in this country.
No, that he and his girlfriend spent time trying to figure out ways to build bridges with the Palestinians, you know, administer aid and all that shit.
He is a war criminal. And the same was true for the woman. This was not because they were Jewish, it was because they were Zionist. And a manifesto from the suspect in custody, Elias Rodriguez, who apparently, if we are to believe this is true, he is part of the movement, and he has consistently posted about Palestine. He targeted these 2 because of their connection to the state of Israel, because they are Zionists, not because they are Jews.
No, he fired into a Jewish museum. He did not know who he was hitting. Unless I am misinformed, the guy had no idea that those 2 people worked at the embassy. He was totally unaware. But let's continue.
To read you his manifesto, which he published with a signature and timestamp hours before the attack, and his name was released by the police. But I want to urge you first to support Elias's actions. He is not a terrorist. He's a
support Elias's actions. So he went and shot 2 people in cold blood. He shot the woman, and she was on the floor crawling away, and he continued to shoot her in the back. Yeah. But he's an example to live by.
Resistance fighter. And the fact is that the fight against Israel's war machine, against their genocide machine, against their criminality includes their foreign diplomats in this country and internationally. And I want to remind you that while this attack took the lives of 2 human beings, Israel has murdered thousands of Palestinian civilians in cold blood, without any shame, with pride, rejoicing in the streets of Israel over this, and they get no attention in this country, while this attack is being used to weaponize violence against the movement. But we will meet it with our own greater resistance and escalation. And if this manifesto is genuine, if Elias is who the police is saying he is, I wholeheartedly agree. Let's read this manifesto.
Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit. I'm not going to play more of Leon's video. I think that was pretty much the gist of it. I want you to take a good look at this kid. This kid's name is Guy Christensen. He is a popular TikToker. I believe he just turned 20. He's a student at a university. And you may be wondering, why of all the nutso students out there who are expressing similar opinions on TikTok or any social media platform, why am I highlighting this kid? What was it about this kid that made me sit up and take notice? Now, the kid the kid turned up on the cover of the New York Post. The federal government has said that they're going to be investigating him. Leo Terrell, who runs the Anti-Semitism Task Force at Justice, has taken an interest in him. I'll explain why. The reason that I am highlighting this kid is because I know his mother. His mother and I worked at CNN together in DC in the mid-2000s. At this point, the entire family has been doxxed. The entire family. And apparently, and his mother is a Facebook friend of mine, and she has been for years. I believe that Guy is her firstborn. I was checking on her Facebook page, and apparently they've been visited by the FBI. I want to share this information without giving too much away. I mean, listen, the whole family has been doxxed to hell and back at this point. I can promise you that this kid and his behavior and his lunacy are not because his mother and father are bad parents. They're excellent parents, exemplary. They are Mormon. They have 6 children. And they run a very, very tight ship in their home. When I tell you that my heart aches for his mother, not to mention his father and his siblings, I'm not joking. I noticed today when I went on my Facebook page, I had posted a status update where I was talking about my fears because of my Star of David tattoo, and I noticed that his mother liked my post. My heart aches for his family. My heart aches for them. And I've been trying to formulate a message to send to her to let her know that I do not blame her. I don't blame her husband or the other kids for this kid turning out this way. The kid has been an attention seeker on social media for years, apparently. I did not know that 4 years ago he faked his own death in his Discord, and that created a whole kerfuffle. But now he's out there and he is openly advocating for violence against Zionist Jews, whatever. And as a result of his behavior online, the family is suffering. And I opened Facebook today and I got into Messenger and I brought up her name and I just looked at the page and I couldn't think of what to send her. Just a little word of support, I think. Not publicly. I don't want to make a big show of it, but I want to do it privately in Messenger. And I want to let her know that I do not hold her responsible. I don't blame her for what this kid is doing. And unfortunately, if the kid ends up going to jail or prison, if the kid ends up getting arrested because of his instigation of violence on social media, what are you going to do? You know, what can you do? If he's going to be this big and bold, getting on social media at his big old age of 20 or 19, then he's going to have to face the consequences for his behavior. And it saddens me because I remember when this kid was born. I remember when this kid was born. And I was so happy for both the mom and the dad because they had wanted children. And one of the reasons that she left CNN was because CNN couldn't guarantee her Sundays off, and her faith was more important to her than a job. And then she and her husband left DC and they went to another state. But when I tell you that my heartache for her is real, I'm not joking. And it was funny. I'm telling you, when I smacked my head on the steering wheel, something got rattled around, you know, because I looked at this kid's face and I saw his last name and I saw his first name, and especially the eyes, because all of their kids have the same eyes, all of them. And I thought, God, what is it about this kid that's ringing a bell? I know this kid from somewhere. And it's not from TikTok, because I don't go on TikTok. And then when I saw the whole family's personal information laid out on Twitter, I said, oh my God. Oh my God, I knew it. All I can say is, my heart goes out to this kid's family. It goes out to this kid's family because what she put up on Facebook about how the family is getting dragged and harassed over what this kid is saying online really hurt my heart, because they don't deserve it. They 1,000,000% don't deserve it. And I am bringing all of this up because, okay, so we've got 83 people in here. I hope word gets around that this kid's behavior online is not a reflection of the way that he was raised. 1,000,000%. Don't blame the parents for what this kid is doing. He obviously got to college. He fell in with a certain group, the trendy group of the day, and now he's out there showing his whole ass, and he may end up in prison, in federal custody. And that is a tragedy. That is a tragedy. So, please, if you see this kid's name come up anywhere on social media, and you see, as I have seen all over Twitter and other places, oh, this is a parenting fail, I can most definitely assure you, it is not. It is not. They are the greatest parents anyone could ever ask for. And the fact that this kid is the wayward sheep is not a reflection on who his mom and dad are. 1,000,000% no. And that's why I wanted to feature this video today, because it hurts to know that the family is suffering because of this kid's big mouth. It is. It hurts. It sucks. So, that's all I have today. And I'm going to go lay down a little bit because I'm not feeling so hot right now. Not because of Guy or his family or anything. I just feel crappy. I had a horrible day yesterday. Horrible day. And I've been resting most of the day, and now I'm going to go lay down again. But I decided that I was going to stream because I've missed streaming and I've missed talking to you guys. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you all so much. And I will see you guys the next time. And if you have any suggestions for what you want me to cover, please leave it in the comments. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.